welcome to the Magnolia Show, the show dedicated to image, brand, and business culture. I'm Nyda Bittmann-Neville, your host, CEO of TNB Consulting Group, headquartered in Orlando, Florida, and we specialize in marketing, communication, and image. And today we have a very special guest, Mary Stewart of Stewart Builders Incorporated, headquartered in Waynesville, North Carolina. Mary, welcome to the Magnolia.
Thank you, Nyda. It's wonderful to be here.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of, I know, your busy schedule to share a little insight about building in North Carolina.
Certainly.
And I'd first like to just ask, if I were starting to think about building a home in Western North Carolina, where do I start?
Good question, Nyda. Well, let's say you start at the very beginning. Let's say you don't even have a lot yet. A lot of people actually consult me on buying a lot, before they purchase it, to discuss where the driveway should go and what should the orientation of the house be, and would it be challenging to get a foundation in. Obviously, if you already have your lot, we can discuss, the kind of home that could go on it, and it's really great to get a builder involved from the very beginning. They can kind of direct you as to the designer that would be right for you, and consult with the designer throughout the process as well. So it's nuts to bolts.
And how do we go about finding the right builder? Now, my husband and I built in North Carolina, and one of the things that we started out with is we interviewed probably 9 different builders that we had located on the website for the National Home Builders Association in that area. Would that be something that a potential home buyer or builder would want to do?
Absolutely. I think that was a great place to start, Nyda. The one thing that you can't really buy or manipulate or distort is reputation. That's probably true in any business. And so the efforts that you make at finding a builder with a good reputation, I think will really pay off for you. I think if I were brand new to an area, I might go to the local builder's supply and just start asking around, who some of the good builders are, even some of the good subcontractors, such as framers and drywall installers and painters. And if you can even talk with some of them and find out who are the builders that they choose to work with, because that will tell you which builder builds on time and pays their people well, and has some of the attributes that you would be looking for.
Some of the sort of building challenges in Western North Carolina.
Oh, goodness. Well, we are in the mountains here, and so we have some steep elevations. As a matter of fact, we don't have any flat land, come to think of it. So that would be the most obvious challenge. We also have different soil conditions. Sometimes we encounter a lot of rock, and so we may have to pin the house to the rock or dig out some of the rock. And because there are slope conditions, you may have fill to deal with. And these conditions kind of follow you throughout the process, because when you create a tall building, to get from the foundation to the roof, you have siding, you have painting, all of these things have to use scaffolding. Also, we're in an area where you can't just walk into the local Home Depot, as you might be able to do in, say, Orlando, and get whatever you need. A lot of things here are special order. Another challenge would be, I remember in one house we had to put up a wind wall because it was a 28-foot wall and it was almost all glass, and it had to be engineered and built out of steel. So probably not a condition you would face in Florida, for example. So we have to stay on our toes and know the code, and be willing to change when necessary. There has to be chemistry between you and your builder. You have to feel that it's someone that you trust and someone who's looking out for your best interest.
Some of the trends in today's market.
Absolutely. The openness of the floor plan is across the board what people are looking for in today's lifestyle. The formal dining room has almost disappeared. However, many of the second home buyers we build for, and many times have inherited dining tables and chairs from their parents, and they want a special place for them. So we still have a dining area. People are looking for green today, most definitely. They are wanting to increase their energy efficiency and do what's right for the planet. Of course, construction is one of the main contributors to carbon emissions nowadays. So we have a kind of a culture of harmony on our job sites, and we talk about sustainability as much as possible. We recycle all our cardboard and all our sheetrock. Try to bring those sustainable elements into the process of construction as well as into the home. Homes are, in general, a little bit smaller than they have been, just a little bit easier to get around, a little bit easier to maintain. But people are definitely looking for solar, passive solar, or solar thermal, or photovoltaic, high energy heat pumps and geothermal. And so we have to really have a whole list of services that we can offer to today's home builder, not just well, under that category of communication, there are a lot of subcategories. I think that, honesty, integrity, obviously. We do a lot of photographing of the home and sending pictures to the homeowner so they can see the process. And also, if we have any questions about how they want something finished or done, pictures are a great way to ask that question. And I think really, Nyda, communication is really the key.
I would certainly agree. I think that there's so many people here in Western North Carolina who are out of the area, who build from different areas, so I think that communication is really strong. Does a woman build or bring to the table?
Oh, yes, okay. Well, aside from the obvious, which would be to look for areas of storage within the home, maybe a better design for the kitchen, the master suite, and to really ask a lot of questions of the homeowner, find out about their lifestyle, what's important to them, try to make that work in the home. Aside from that, I think, women are just naturally communicators and organizers, and the way that we communicate with our field contractors, I think is another aspect of that. I really respect them, and I think it works both ways. And that really makes for a good process in building.
Well, Mary, thank you so much for taking time to be on the Magnolia. And again, we've been talking with Mary Stewart. She is president of Stewart Builders, Inc., headquartered in Waynesville, North Carolina. And Mary is also a LEED accredited professional and received that designation through the U.S. Green Building Council. And again, thank you. Is no different than starting a business or your own personal image and brand, because building a home is all about you and about how that home is going to reflect your personal image and brand. So until next week, you've been listening to The Magnolia. I'm Nyda Bittmann-Neville, your host.